What's up, guys? This is Nick. We are back, and I just wrapped up a 755 card low end whatnot stream. We're going to discuss it, go over profit, loss, all that different stuff. None of this, before I set out to sell these on whatnot, I had estimated the total value of return money to me at $3,000. Then I bumped it down to $2,500. Wanting to be more realistic. Then I bumped it down to 2K to be even more realistic. I have about 9,000 of this low end stuff, maybe a little bit more, but I have about 9,000. And so I want to start doing videos where I talk a little bit more business and keep myself accountable. 2025 was a fine year. I got to do all the stuff that I enjoyed. Technically, it was 2024, but I went to the Big Ten championship game, got to see Oregon for the first time in person. I'm a huge Oregon fan, but obviously they were Pac-12, played West Coast. They never, I wasn't in a financial position to go when Mariota played the national championship in 2014. I was in a high school in 2011. Was it 2011, right, when they lost to Cam Newton and Auburn? Or 2010. That was 2010. I think it was in 2011, but 2010 season. And they really haven't been to a big stage since then. I mean, they played Washington for the right to go to the playoffs, but outside of that, they kind of had ruined games when Herbert was there. And my one opportunity was to go see them when Anthony Brown and CJ Verdell beat Ohio State in the shoe, but I did not attend that game. So went to the Big Ten championship, got to do a bunch of fun stuff. Visit my parents in Florida. They go there in the winter, and then, just kind of have fun streaming once a week. It paid for me to have fun, do all of that different stuff, but I want to take this a little bit more seriously. I'm planning 4 streams this week. I really want to stick to it. It's going to test me. I need to push myself a little bit. I'm a big, go to bed when I feel like it, not really push myself to stay up. I'm good at getting up early, but I'm kind of a person who likes to get up and kind of lounge around for an hour or two and get myself into a day. But streaming 4 times in 1 week's not going to really allow me to do that for a couple of days here. So yeah, I'm just going to try to take it seriously. We had this low end stream. We have quality stream on Tuesday, break on Wednesday. I've got to do a couple of tax document things on Wednesday. So finish packing, make sure I'm all caught up on that. So that's what I'm doing Wednesday. Thursday, quality stream. May push it to Friday. There's a guy who has about, does he have 10 slabs for me or something like that? We need to make a swap. I traded him a card for the slab, so I might push that to Friday if he's able to get it to me, if he needs Thursday for us to make the swap. And then Friday or Thursday, whatever it is, we're going to run another one of these. I'm going to try to hit 1,000 cards in that stream. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting. And so we'll see how that goes. So this is the first one of these I did, and I did it at night, which is not where my normal crowd is. I usually run at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time for my big stuff. Gonna run this stuff at 11:30 Eastern tomorrow. Might try the big stuff, the second big stream. I might try that on Thursday afternoon, evening. Obviously, there's more buyers in the evening, but there's also more competition. So you got to kind of weigh that however you want to weigh that. So I've got to make a decision on that one way or the other. But I do want to try to start cultivating a little bit of a later night crowd. I don't necessarily want to do it with only cheap stuff, because then if I run a big stream, my regulars from the late night won't be obviously buying downtowns from me. The back wall is pretty nice right now. For the first stream that we're going to do for this. Also want to take you inside some of the DC logic I do and all that different stuff. So we're haven't had good luck with these Drake Mays on my Whatnot stream, so I'm going to send it to DC. Paid pretty cheap on it. It's $50 card, so that. Gonna send this. It's actually a $70 card, so just going to send that in. This Natasha Howard auto, paid $3. Just going to send that. And then I'm going to send this Mark Sears. I gamble sometimes with these college autos if I can get them cheap enough. They have enough of a fan base that sometimes I can get those in. But that's the start of a submission to DC. Don't know. There'll probably be some other stuff that I need to send. I need to decide what I'm doing with these Dante Moores. If I'm going to send them to DC, if I'm going to hold them as my investment for national championship, and then if they don't win the national championship, am I going to hold these for draft? He might not go pro, which is another thing. So I don't know what to do with these. I'm only into them for whatever, 180 times 0.88, whatever that is. I should get to the main meat and point of this video, but so 180 times 0.87. So I'm into them for 155 probably. I think I did 186, or I did 86% and then rounded up. So that's what I did for that deal. So probably around like 155 for these. So I don't know. I could send them to DC, get my money back. I'm the last comp on this, as far as I know, and it's 113.30 on DC Sports. It's sold on DC Sports. I paid, I think, $60 for it, and then it did 113.30, which is crazy. And then these comp about the same as this, but there's not a comp recent on this, or more recent on this than this, so I don't really know. This is out of 150. This is out of 299. So I don't know. I'll see. Maybe I'll sell them. Maybe I won't. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. So this is low end. I packed 5 of these just to get a little bit of a feel on how the packing works. It's not bad for plain white envelope. I haven't packed a ton of plain white envelope in my time. It's been a while. It's been back since the TCG player days where I've packed like a bunch of low end. But this was an interesting stream. So I did $1,783 of sales, but I pay the shipping on this stuff. I did free shipping. So any card that sold for like $1, so if, I'm just going to use this as an example. If this card sold for $1, and that's the only card the person bought in the stream, I lost money because I'm only getting 55 cents on the sale of this card, and then I'm losing the dollar to ship it. So like 55 cents is what you get on a $1 sale and whatnot. And then the shipping is like $1.13 or something like that for plain white envelope for the first purchase. You really can lose a lot of money on this if they buy exactly 3 cards at $1. So I haven't packed one that had that yet. The only one that I packed so far that had more than 1 cards was $8 of value. So I definitely made a little bit of money on that. But yeah, it was. So if you sell 3 cards for $1, you're gonna lose like $1 something post fees, like $1.80 post fees on that. So that is one thing to keep in mind with offering free shipping. But there was a lot of people in there happy to buy. I think they paid up a little bit on some cards they wouldn't have because it was free shipping. I don't know if that's an intellectual, like, mental thing where you can, like free, like $19.99 free shipping instead of paying $14.99 plus $4.99 shipping. It's the same price, but just like psychologically it's different. I don't know, but this is kind of the stuff that I was selling, like Devontae Smith rookie, insert a Jamar Chase, blue reactives. It's nothing like crazy. There's nothing in here over like $10, I don't think, that I sold. But it's just like cool, cheap stuff you can pick up for $1 or $2. I think the most expensive thing that I sold that wasn't like, I sold a Jalen Hurts patch that was like $20 and it went for like 14. So that's like, that doesn't count. I think the most expensive thing I sold was $8. It was like a Josh Allen mosaic. I think that might have been the most expensive thing that I sold in this stream. But yeah, you can just see a bunch of low end, but I have like 10,000 of these cards, like exactly like this stuff. There's a guy actually asking for Nick Smith in the stream, so I was happy to get him that. There's football, there's basketball, there's baseball. The baseball is definitely the worst low end that I have. I will fully admit that. The basketball is kind of in the middle. It's probably a lot of $1 stuff, which is probably not the best. You really want, like, if I'm going to keep doing this past when I run out of, the 9, 10, 12,000 cards, if I'm going to keep doing this, I can curate it a little bit better. The problem is this is not the type of stuff when I go to a card show that I want to spend a bunch of time doing. Obviously, I want to buy stuff for my quality streams, but this probably has better margins. Like if I could dig through a dollar box and pay 50, 60 cents per card and buy like 200, that's probably better financially, but it's not better in terms of like, it's better like percentage profit, but it's not better or it's not better dollar wise. Like this, I think I paid like 50 cents for this. Okay, it sold for $2. So after fees and shipping and all that, I get 90 cents or whatever. Let's just say for that sake. I think this sold for $2 if I remember correctly. So at that point, because I thought it would do a little bit more. It's kind of a cool Randy Moss card from the 90s. But my point is that that's almost a double up. If I paid 50 cents and I get like 90 cents post fees, whatever that is, 180%, it's a 80% profit on the card. Yeah, it's an 80% profit. And like, let's just take, I don't know, is there something here that's valuable? Let's just take like, I don't know. Let's just take this Dante Moore, for example. All right, so I paid $85 for this. Let's just say I paid $85 for this and I sell it for 90. I get 90 post fees or whatever. I made $5. But yeah, $5 is way more. It's just a way lower percentage. That's my kind of point with this. It's all like a time cost, sunk cost fallacy, I guess, of like what I have into something versus like the percentage is clearly better on this stuff. Like it's not even really remotely close. Like the percentage is just way better on this stuff because a lot of it I get it for free. Like I'll buy a downtown and someone will throw in like the person that I buy it from will give me like 10 of these cards for free. Like it's not like I paid a bunch for any of this. Some of it I did pay for, like this. I can't believe this did $1 out of 400 Alvin Kamara. There was like a lull in the stream from like auction like 450 to like 600. It was kind of a lull in the stream, but yeah, I mean, I sell all the sports in there. The baseball is going to be a hard sell. I just don't think it's great stuff, but we'll power through it at some point. My goal is to stream this twice a week. I want to clear out, so I go on vacation January 25th. It's the day after the Lansing/Elkhart show. I'm going to try to get to Lansing as early as possible. It opens, it's in a mall, so they can't really keep you from going in there, especially because obviously it has to be unlocked for dealer setup. And so I'm going to try to go to that super early and then hit the Elkhart show on the way back. But I'm going to stop rambling. Let me get to the logistics of this stream. So I don't want to mix this up. The logistics of the stream, I did $1,783 of sales. I'll get better at this. I'll stop rambling at some point someday. This did well. I think this did like $6. Just nice. Just Josh Allen National Pride. The one good thing is I have 9,000. I know I'm rambling again. I have 9,000 cards to play with here. And because I have 9,000 cards to play with, I know I can learn here as we go a bit. Oops, what number was that? 542. Oh, it's in the front. I can learn what sells well with these 9,000 cards and what doesn't. And then go from there in the future of like, hey, I'm not going to buy this. Or like, I'll buy any Wemby for $2 or whatever. I don't know. Did this do? I think this did $4 or $5. Like, I'll buy any Wemby for $2. Doesn't have to be anything special. Just any insert Wemby, $2. I'll pay it. Because I'm going to profit on it on whatnot. Like Jahmyr Gibbs Select, I'll pay $1 for this because it's going to go for $3. Like that type of stuff. You got to learn like bomb squads. Bomb squads and dollar boxes have got to be one of like the peak thing that you got to look for. My houses, bomb squads, if you're going to do low end on whatnot. And then you got to look for like big name players, but they aren't the ones that like the average person is going to chase. Like T. Higgins is a really good NFL player, but everybody buys Jamar Chase. So there are plenty of T. Higgins fans out there. That T. Higgins did like pretty darn good And so that's what I'm happy about with this, is that I'm able to just like learn a little bit more about what sells, and then we can go like this Otani. I think it did like to do $5. Like any Otani card, don't care what it is, $1.50. Like I'm buying it. Probably up to $2. I'll buy any Otani. I sold Otani base in this stream for like $3. There's Otani base somewhere that I sold. I think it's somewhere in the middle here, but whatever. I skipped it. These patches, I mean, if you can find 50-cent dollar patches, it doesn't really matter who it is. In these streams, people will buy it. And so I'm learning. I tried to do some research. I watched Ruffa, which I'd call Ruffa a friend. We've talked a decent amount. He's helped me out with different questions I've had. We'll go to the middle of this. That first row is tight. Let's see. But yeah, Ruff has helped me out with some questions I've had about low end and PWE and all that different stuff on Whatnot. So I really appreciate him. I watched a little bit of Ryan Brader, which I sold Ryan Brader 788 low end. So we can do a little tick off task of, I projected all of this low end, all 9,000 cards. All right, initially I projected it at, I'm going to say there's 10,000 because I really think there is like 10,000. So I just did 25 cents a card. So I projected it to 2,500, and then to be conservative, 2,000. I sold 788 cards to Ryan Brader for 185, I believe. Might be 180. We'll say 180. That he pays a quarter a card on color and inserts from the big like Prism, Mosaic, all that different stuff. I didn't go through the paper stuff. I probably could have. He pays 10 cents per on that. But I think I'm just going to take the leftover cards. So I have a 4-row, and I think I have 2 4-rows, and then I have a bulk 4-row that I included in this, and a bulk 3-row. So I have those. I need to get more, and then I'll take them to my local auction house, and they will auction them off. I get a really wide range of different outcomes. I might sell them on Facebook Marketplace, if we're being honest. I might try to get like $100 per on Facebook Marketplace, or $50 per, and just take the guaranteed money over the auction house. The auction house, I've gotten as high as 120 for a 5,000 count box full of sports, and I've gotten as low as $12. So like there's a wide range. It usually averages out about 160 or to 60, not 160. It averages out to 60-ish. But yeah. But back to the numbers of this. So I sold $1,783 of this low end. That's what it made. So averaged over $2 a card, $7.55. It's over $2 a card is what we averaged on a lot of this stuff, which can't complain about that. Probably would like a little bit more in the future. But post fees, post shipping, post all of that junk, we're sitting at like $690. So obviously we lose about $1,000 to shipping and fees. And not the worst. I'll be honest, not the worst. It's not exactly what you want, because you're losing over 50% in fees, but the shipping cost was high. I have 217 orders to pack, which is probably the most in a while. I don't get that in my quality streams. So, yeah, that it's a high amount, but we'll take that out of there. But $690, we'll say $680. I had to cancel one like $4 order. And there's some other ones I want to cancel. It's so annoying, dude. I'm gonna start doing no cancellations. Especially like one of the messages said, it was like a $3 card, and it said, I wanted to pay $2, not $3. Someone beat me to swiping. And it's like, dude, like, it's $1. Can we not be canceling orders for that? But anyway, $680. There were 755 cards. So that's about 90 cents a card, is what we're making. And realistically, man, I can't complain. Like, if I have 10,000 cards, that's $9,000. I don't know why I needed to do that on the math. $9,000. That is miles more than what I was expecting. Now, there's got to be work in it, but I'm fine to do the work. We need to take this seriously, or I need to get a real job. Like, I think that's like where we are. Like, either I gotta get a real job, or I gotta take the cards seriously. I can't be in the middle, because at some point, if I have a lull, bad month, get hurt or something like that, I got nothing to fall back on. I do have savings, but you know what I mean. Like, I'll burn through the savings. Like, if I have a bad month or like anything like that. So, but yeah. So 180 and 680. Let's say, so I was wanting $2,000 for everything. That was like, I don't know, quote unquote, hey, I'd be happy with $2,000 or whatever dumb amount. Yeah, minus 680. We sold the 180 to Ryan Brader. $1,140 to go, baby. I mean, I'll try to keep a running tally on this, but it's gonna be great. I'm really happy with how this went. It's gonna be more work than I think I want to do, but man, I'm happy with this. It's gonna be. We'll see how the next one goes. I'll definitely update you guys on that, because this is just a one stream sample size. The next stream could be way better. I doubt it, but it could be way better. There was a decent amount of cars where I was like, $1. Kind of expected that to do $2, $3, $4. But then there were cars that did like $8, like the Josh Allen, and I was like, oh, that'd be like a $2 card, or maybe not sell. So we'll see. What's going to be fun is if this continues and I can keep getting like the goal. So that would be a $900 stream. I want to cut down how long I'm live, in order to, because this took 3.5 hours for me to stream it. I would love to cut it down to under 3. Realistically, I did the math of like, hey, 60 seconds, 5-second auctions. That's 12 auctions. Okay, so let's take one auction out for the fact that you're not going to hit the button immediately every time. There's going to be 5 seconds at least tick off between you hitting the button and grabbing a new card. There's going to be about a second with you finding. There's going to be 5 seconds within a minute of you finding a card. There's going to be 5 seconds where you just mentally are putting stickers on cards. There's probably going to be another second where you get, distracted by anything, reading chat, not paying attention, whatever it could be. That puts it at 8. I think realistically you want to put it at 7. There's probably one of those that takes a little bit more than 5 seconds, All right, so if you can sell 7 cards a minute, which is how I'm going to do it. We're not searching for cards for people anymore. I did that for like the first hour and a half. It's a waste of time. It's way better to just get through the stacks. Like, just run cards as fast as you can. All right, so anyway. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So that's 420 cards. So obviously times 2 gets us to 180. So 160 divided by 7 is about 22 minutes, 25 minutes. So that's 2.5 hours. I ran for 3.5. If I could cut it down to 2.5 and sell 1,000 cards, that'd be just way better. I'm not a huge 3-4 hour streamer. I'm more of like a 2 to 3 hour streamer. That's kind of my happy zone. And I'm not opposed to going 3 hours. It's just, I don't know. I've always just been happiest when I stream for 2.5 hours. I'm not a huge talker like IRL. Like in real life, I don't talk a ton. I'm not a yapper. I yap in videos and I yap on whatnot, and that's the extent of my yapping. So I don't know. Not that it wears me out, but I get kind of tired from talking. So we'll see. But that's the first low end. I don't know if this video was interesting. I thought we'd do stuff like this. I've got tax document stuff where we can talk about profit loss and money in, money out. For 2026, we can talk about shipping. I don't know. We'll see. Want to try to make content to help hold myself accountable, if nothing else. Even if no one wants to watch it, at least making these videos kind of holds me somewhat accountable to myself. And so yeah, we'll see. 2026 is the year of me not being lazy, and hope you guys will come along for the journey. As always, check me out on Whatnot. It's Rejected Gaming II. Sign up with the link in the description. Get $15 to spend in my stream, and or anybody's stream. Doesn't have to be mine. Spend it on any stream. You want to buy into a break? Buy into a break. Save $15 on it. There's probably some streams on there where you can get $15 team. Let me know if you hit anything crazy. All right, I'll stop yapping. See you guys later. Peace.